Hello, this is Yvonne, and I welcome you to Joy, coming to you from Washington, D.C. It's a beautiful, although chilly and cold, Saturday morning in Washington, D.C. But I thank God for a place called home where the presence of His peace abides and the warmth of His love resides. Today I just want to talk with you a bit on a subject, and it was something that came up during my time of prayer on this morning. And the subject is submitting your time to God. This is something that came up during my prayer time, the importance of us submitting our time to God. And it ties into as far as the time that we've been given here on earth, how the time is being used for fulfilling God's purpose for our lives, the plans that He has for us, meeting assignments that are assigned to us through the seasons in which we experience during our lifetimes. So I have some things written down here and I'm going to share with you. First off, God wants us to submit every moment to Him and to use our time as He directs us. So He wants to direct us in the use of our time. How we spend our time changes with the different seasons of life, but there's one principle that never changes, and that principle is don't waste time. Don't waste it. God never wants us to look at any time in our lives and feel as though that time was purposeless, that time was meaningless, that time was wasted. Therefore, it is important for us to know how God wants us to use our time. And so the only way that we can know how He would want us to use our time and to use it wisely is by seeking Him. It requires that we seek God. We seek Him diligently, wholeheartedly, sincerely, wanting to know how He would have us to spend our time, that we will fulfill the purpose and the plans and every assignment coming into our destiny that He has for our lives while we're here on earth. We don't have to wander at any time aimlessly through life trying to figure out why we're actually here. Because we know that we were born for a purpose. That God had already established a plan and purpose for our lives before we were conceived in our mother's womb. God had already He laid it out. He had already mapped it all out. Just what it was that He would have you to do. All the things He would have you to do. And all the things that He would have me to do to meet the purpose and the plans for our lives. Every season of life has various tasks that God has already appointed for us to do. And a time will come that we will have to give an answer as to how we spent that time while here on earth. We'll have to give an account. Did you or did you not use that time to fulfill the purpose and the plan that God had for your life? Or did you just waste it? We'll each have to give an answer to that. learning how to submit our time to God, or learning as far as walking in our purpose and fulfilling God's plan and meeting our assignments, that's not going to come. It doesn't come through hard work. It doesn't come through schooling or some keen intellect that we, being human beings, may have. But it can only come by seeking God with a pure and an upright heart. Seeking Him with our whole hearts. Seeking Him diligently. And constantly depending on God's Spirit for His direction. Now, I want to just take a few moments and I want to share a list of things to remember in submitting our time to God, and assuring and being reassured that we are walking in the plan and the purpose and the assignments that God has given for our life. If you have a doubt ever about what God wants of you, ask Him again and again, and if you must, again. When the course becomes clear, move forward. Move forward by His strength. Move forward in His grace. If ever you feel yourself drifting away from God or from the assignment that He has given you, you're going to have to bring your heart back to Him. You're going to have to realign yourself. And so that realignment will require you communing with God. You having prayer, fellowship with Him, and even getting into His Word to bring back the alignment, to bring yourself back into the alignment and into the purpose that He has for you. At all times, you want to leave yourself in God's hands. That's just entrusting yourself in His hands, because God is a God whom we can trust. Never get tired of asking Him what it is that He wants from you. There may be times in a particular assignment that you're doing and you're not sure if this is what He's still requiring for you to do at this season. And so it's okay to ask Him so that you will have the reassurance that if this is what it is that He will have you to continue doing, or is it a time when you need to pass the baton because He has someone else for that assignment to continue that work, if that work is to continue, or if that work is completed, then He'll move you on to a new assignment. We want to submit our thoughts, our tempers, all our worries, and our concerns, all of the natural way of responding to things. We need to submit them completely to God. We're not to worry ourselves and allow ourselves to become overwhelmed by the external businesses. So when you're in an assignment, and maybe within the environment that you may find yourself in, there are external things that are going on, but we're not to become overwhelmed with those things. We have to stay focused on the assignment that we've been given to do and stay committed to the assignment that we've been given to do, and not allow ourselves to become overwhelmed or distracted, because in that becoming overwhelmed and in becoming distracted, we may find ourselves giving up or desiring to give up, and then we're faced with frustration And so we have to stay focused on the assignment and fulfilling the purpose that you've been given, that assignment, and not become distracted or become overwhelmed with the external. We want to seek to glorify God in everything that we do. All glory goes to Him, not to man. And God says that He will share His glory with no other. And lastly, we do not want to get so personally involved with our assignment or with our duties that our whole thought process revolves around what it is that we're doing, our duties, our responsibilities. We don't want that. Our thought process should revolve around the fulfilling of God's purpose or His plan in the assignment that He has given us. This is Yvonne. I pray that what has been said will be a blessing to you. And until next time, here's to a cup of joy for you. God bless you and have a wonderful weekend.